Hello. Today we're going to take time to do a little self-love, get away from a more active practice, and do some myofascial release. Now, when I say self-love, it's like hurt so good love. Yeah, you'll probably feel better. Well, no, you most definitely will feel better. After, during it, you might not like it so much. We're going to start off with tennis balls. If you guys have pinky balls or trigger balls, even better. But tennis balls are readily accessible to everyone. So the first thing that we'll do is a low back release. We're going to start with the balls in towards our spine and above our pelvis. So we're not on the buttocks. We're at the top of our pelvis, right in the QL muscle. From here, we're going to move to the SI joints, or the widest part of our sacrum. So we'll start here with the balls in towards our spine. You're going to lie down on the floor or on your mat, positioning those balls on either side of your spine. And then you're just going to pull your right knee into your chest and take a big exhalation. And just try and release into the balls. Try not to pull away. And you're golden here as long as you're not tearing up, or holding your breath, having a little hyperventilation. Those are signs that the muscle's not ready to do this release and you need to back off. Then you can just do the stretch without the balls. If this is okay for you, you're going to form a little kickstand, letting your right elbow find the floor, and just letting your right leg drop out to the side in it. So I'm doing this with the arm and then bringing the leg into it. Just let it rest. See if you can drop equal pressure into both sides so that you're not just rotating to the right, picking your buttock up off that left ball. All is good here. Then pull that right knee into your armpit. And just breathe. Now, I would say stay at least 20 seconds in each position. We're all used to 20 seconds with our hand washing these days. But that's how long it takes the stress reflex response to happen. So until then, a muscle's holding on for dear life. And we want to give it a chance to just release. Then you're going to pull that right knee to center. And then you're going to release that leg down. Take a deep inhalation, exhale, and pull that left knee into the chest. With the exhalation, just let yourself settle into the floor more. Pull that knee a little closer. Listen to your body. Notice that the leg that's not getting pulled into your body is in constructive rest or is bent. We're not extending the leg to put less pressure on the back muscles and relax. And then when you're ready, drop that left elbow out to the side, form a little kickstand, and just let your leg rest in your hand. So you're not using your inner thighs to keep that leg in this position. You're just relaxing the muscle away from the bone. The tendency is going to be for this right leg to turn out. Try and keep it straight up to the ceiling. Check in. Sometimes you'll pull your ribs away from the ground in tension. Just let your ribs settle in. Let your lungs be heavy, let your heart be heavy into the back of your rib cage. And if you're ready, pull that knee all the way up to your armpit. Still in that side plane. It's actually in the coronal plane. One more deep inhalation and exhalation, and then pull that knee center and let it drop. Now you're going to move the balls down the widest part of your sacrum. Yeah? So you're kind of in upper mid butt. You should feel it. It's kind of a dimply place. I'm going to turn this way so you can see my knees. And I'm going to pulse my knees over to the right. Now here, you'll know if you're in the right place, because if it doesn't find that kind of ouchy moment, you're not in the right place and you need to move the balls around. We're looking for that piriformis muscle. You'll do it about 10 pulses to the right, and then 10 pulses to the left. Little exhalations as you pulse. You might find that one side is tighter than the other. You can just pause here. I'm going to turn again so that you can see this. So ball still at the SI joints. And I'm not doing this. I'm not doing posterior and anterior tilts of the pelvis. I'm just holding the pelvis level, and I'm letting my whole body slide up and down on these balls. And if you're like, oh man, that's the place, but I also feel like I need it in a little closer to the tailbone, then you can do that. Find those gluteal attachments there. And after you've done that, right next to the tailbone, you're like, oh man, maybe if I go a little wider, even in those SI joints, it'll get some stuff. You can do that. So you have the freedom to keep the balls moving in and out and kind of get everything that needs to be gotten. It's not rocket science. It's actually body science. Your body telling you what you need. And then when you feel like you've done enough of that, lift your pelvis up off the balls and just let your pelvis drop down on the mat, and it should feel really heavy and like your lower back is released. Yay! On to the next thing. When you get out off the floor from this deep release work, it's better to roll to your side and kind of let your head trail as the last thing up. We're going to roll the feet now. So I'm going to come back here. Actually, you don't need to see my head for this, so I'm going to come up here. We only need one ball at a time. And you're going to start with that right foot, the ball right in the center of the heel pad. And maybe actually it makes more sense if I do it this way. So it's under the heel pad, and we're just going to stand there and breathe. You'll feel that your right hip is hyped. This one definitely works better with a harder ball. So your pinky balls, racket balls might be a little too much. Please do not do this with a golf ball. It's way too much. Now I'm just moving it to the inside of the heel pad, so the medial line. And then to the lateral line of that heel pad. Trying to stand as if there's not a ball under your foot. And then you're going to come back to center and bring it just right in front of the heel pad. Yeah? And press down as if there's not a ball under your foot. And this is the actual structural center of the foot, where the tibia comes into the bones of the foot. Oh. Also your plantar fascia connection, so it can be a little much. And then move it to the inside. Woo! I did not know I needed this. Of that place right in front of the heel. And then to the outside or lateral edge of that place right in front of the heel. Come back to center. We're going to move it into that transverse arch. So I'm not on the instep, I'm on the middle of the foot. And then I'm just going to let my foot drape over it. If your heel touches the ground, great. If it still needs to be in the air, you're still golden. Right? You're just trying to relax the bones of the foot around the ball. Here. And then take a deep inhalation. On the exhale, bring it into that instep of the foot, which can be very sensitive, so you might have to really extend your exhalation. You can get in at least 5 deep inhalations and exhalations on each part of the foot. You're doing great. And then you're going to move it into the outside of that transverse arch of the foot. Fifth ray, the dancers, metatarsal ray. This one can be shockingly tight too. I feel it in the lateral edge of my calf. Coming back to center, we're going to move it into the ball of the foot, into those metatarsals. Let your heel find the ground. Just let your toes relax. Take a deep breath, find the big toe mound. Push down into that ball, try and relax the foot. And then bring it into the little toe mound. And then come back to center, and we're just going to move into the toes, and you're going to grab the ball with your toes and then fan them apart. Grab and fan, and grab and fan, and grab and fan, and grab and fan. And then you go into the big toe. Good luck with this. Try and move just your big toe flexion and extension, flexion, extension. I know that the other toes are probably going to go along, but trying to move just your big toe is going to end up with more movement than you're normally getting in that toe. And then your far superior to eye, if you can move just the little toe, but try to move just the little toe, flexing, extending, flexing, extending, flexing, extending, and flexing, extending. And then come back to center and just roll that ball down the middle of the foot. And then the medial part of the inside of the foot. And then on the outside of the foot. Step off, feel the difference between the two sides. Your right foot should feel more adapted. I feel like my femur bones sitting under or inside my hip socket more properly. Like the pelvis is right on top of my femur bone. And then, so we don't walk in circles, we have to do the other side. So again, you start right in the middle of that heel pad on the left. Just try and relax the shoulders. You will have a little bit of a hip hike, and you don't have to try and control that. Just try and stand as naturally as you can. And then move it to the inside of that heel pad. Try and keep coming back to elongating your exhalations. When things hurt, we tend to hold our breath and tighten our muscles. The more we exhale, the more we'll release the muscles. Have trouble keeping the ball underfoot. Maybe you are too. We'll go to the outside. Really letting your weight fall down and into that ball. And then we're going to move it to that space just in front of the heel pad, right? So we're not on the heel pad, we're not in the transverse arch, just right in front of it. And hang out there. Remember, this is where that plantar fascia connects. That can be a little holding your breath making. Don't let that happen then. Still just sink down into that ball. Try and release the foot. After you feel like you've gone through 5 breath cycles there, move it to the inside of that place. Right in front of the heel pad. Feeling that one, guys. And then to the outside of that place right in front of the heel pad. Again, just do a quick body scan. Make sure that you're not holding tension in unnecessary places. A popular one is pulling your shoulders up by your ears. Doesn't mean you need to pull them down, just let them relax. And then move it into that transverse arch of the foot. So not your instep yet, just in the middle of that arch. Your heel finds the floor, great. Your foot's not ready to do that, even better. Just like stay there. Let your foot melt as much as it's spreading to melt. And just have an awareness of how ball on your foot affects other muscles in your leg. And maybe you're even starting to feel this in your back. Take a deep inhalation, and on the deep exhalation, move it into that instep of the arch. Remember how sensitive this can be. Use the breath. And then move it into the outside, that transverse arch, in the lateral area. So it's on the outside of the midfoot. Then bring it back to center and move it into the ball of the foot. And just let everything relax. Hopefully your heel has found the floor by now. Feel those metatarsals separate. Feel that calf muscle stretch. And then you're going to bring it into the big toe mound. Just check in with your breath. Again, do that quick body scan. Make sure you're not holding. I feel the need to wiggle my toes. They're feeling a bit stuck. And then move it into the little toe mound. Just letting your foot relax. I like to hold my hands behind my back because it helps me open my chest and then bring my shoulders into that internal rotation. You can do what feels comfortable to you. Come back to center, move it into the toes. Curl those toes around, fan them out as wide as you can. Curl, fan, curl, fan, curl, fan, curl, fan. Move it to the big toe. Try to do just your big toe. Good luck. And then just your little toe. Double good luck. So hard. Come back to center. Roll up and down the middle of your foot. The inside of your foot. and the outside of your foot. And then step off and just feel how much more ready your feet are for action and how you just kind of hang in your low back. You don't feel that tension. Okay, moving on to the second part of the class, we will need a foam roller. First thing that we're going to do is just roll the hamstrings. So you're sitting right on top of your sits bones. Your legs are out in front of you. If this is a hard position for you to sit in, you can always bend your knees, but you want your spine upright. And you're just going to rock side to side. Okay, guys, sorry about that. Technical difficulty. Turns out that if someone FaceTimes you on a Zoom, while you're on Zoom, it kicks you off. Sorry about that. So you're sitting right on top of your roller, and you're just going to rock side to side on your sits bones. So we'll take that side to side action about 5 times. And then you're going to roll down just underneath your sits bones, and you're going to lean forward only if you can keep this flat back position. If you find yourself in this royal shrimp position, it's going to load directly into your lower back. So instead of leaning forward, you're going to lean back and actively press your thighs down as you roll side to side. And then we'll roll down a little more, about an inch, so you're kind of in upper mid thigh. And we'll take that side to side action about 5 times, noticing that I'm pressing my belly towards my thighs. I'm trying to keep that elongated spine, and roll it down to about mid thigh. And go side to side there. And then you're going to roll down towards just below that mid thigh, creeping close to the knees, but not quite there. And then you're going to go to that space just above the knee, the back of the knee, but not on the knee joint, and go side to side there. Ooh, if you find a sweet spot, you just hang out there for about 15 seconds. See if it starts to release a little bit. And then continue that side to side action. And then you're going to come down and bring that roller right underneath your knee joints. Here you want your buttocks on the floor, and you're just going to kind of ragdoll over. Again, if this feels like it's putting pressure in your lower back, you just use your arms as scaffolding, placing your elbows on your thighs and rock side to side there. We don't want to put as much pressure on the joint as on the belly of the muscle. And then you'll come to the top of your calves. I like my fingertips turned out to decompress my wrists a little bit, and then lift up and go side to side. Now calves can get really crazy tight, so if this is too much on either your wrists or your calves, just do this with your buttocks on the floor. Still great. If you want to get in deeper, then you do it one calf at a time with the other crossed over. Bring it down, bring it to the mid calf, go side to side here. Where we get into that hurts so good stuff. We've only just begun. And then bring it down and bring it to the bottom of the calf and come up. Woo. And go side to side there. Bring it down to that space that's above the Achilles but below the gastroc muscle. And go side to side there. And then down into that Achilles and lift up and go side Just shake it out a little bit. I just love to do a little seated cat-cow here, so I separate my feet wide. I grab that roller around my back. If this is impossible for you, then just pull it closer until you can grab the roller. I'm lifting my ribcage up and over. My shoulders are by my ears, so just relax as if I'm wearing a cape, and that cape is coming forward. And then I'm going to flex my feet, flex my knees, flex my hips, and lift my chest into extension, pressing down on that roller a little bit. Exhaling as I round forward. Inhaling as I pull through. Just getting a little deeper into that hip socket. Getting the spine to move a little bit. Last one. Holding that extension. And release. Now we're going to roll the quads. So you want to be on the roller, and I know it's harder to see in these dark pants, so I'll tell you exactly where I am. I'm underneath the crease of the hip, right? So I'm not, my pelvis is totally clear of the roller. I'm going to back up just a little bit. My pelvis is totally clear of the roller, and I'm not sagging into my low back and my shoulders. I'm acting like I'm in side plank, or side plank and forearm plank. So there's protraction of the shoulders, my abs are engaged, I'm in a slight posterior tilt to the pelvis, and then I'm going to bend my knees, and I'm just going to rock my legs side to side. Again, this is where you're going to start to heat me a little. About 5 passes there, remembering you can stop when you feel something that might need a little love. And then you army crawl forward, so now you're in that upper mid-thigh area, not quite in the middle. And you do about 5 passes there. You start to feel why this muscle group is called the quadriceps as you go bump, 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 bump. And then you're going to move it to mid-thigh. That drawstring top. My feet are just relaxed. And then lower thigh. We're not on the knee joint, remember. And then right above that knee joint. And then stretch your legs long and roll that roller up and down your thighs. My legs are in parallel, and I'm letting my shoulder blades glide on my rib cage and keeping my abs engaged. So I'm not sagging into the lower back. I have that slight posterior tilt going. Do this about 5 times, and then you click your heels together and your toes turn out, so you're in external rotation, and you roll up and down. You guys keep going. I'm just going to give you a different shot. If you can see, my legs are in external rotation. And then I'm going to go into internal rotation. Trying to go up and down the entire thigh. And one of these positions is going to be more painful than the other, depending on what you've done. From there, as I change position again, you're bringing the roller into your hip bones, right? You're keeping that internal rotation of the legs, so toes touching, heels out, and you're just releasing over. Now, this is not going to feel very good at first, but exhale into it. Let your abdominals release for a moment, and then you'll start to feel your back release. It doesn't matter which way your head is turned, but just when I change position, make sure you turn your head the other way. This is a slight neck stretch. Now you can stay here and just flip your head, or if you want a little more, you can move that roller just underneath your navel and relax. You will feel a second heartbeat most likely, and that's okay. It's just circulation. Return of blood flow. We're trying to release the psoas muscle. Bring your head to center, bring your hands by your chest, press yourself back. Take a little child's pose for a moment. And then we're gonna roll the front of the shin, the anterior tibialis. So I'm bringing that roller right underneath the joint of my knee, right to the top of the shin. If your knees don't like deep flexion, just stay in this quadruped position and go side to side, working your buttocks back towards your heels as much as you feel comfortable. You do have complete flexion of the knee, and you just sit in your child's pose on the roller and go side to side here. Again, it's about 5 passes back and forth, right and left, I should say. And then we'll move down to that upper to mid shin. And then we'll move to the mid shin, just crawling forward, trying to leave those buttocks on the heels. And if you find a place that needs a little extra attention, sit on it for about 15 seconds. If not, just keep rocking side to side. And then we're going to bring it to the lower shin, kind of above the crease of the ankle. And then bring it into the front of the ankle, sit up tall, and go side to side here. Little bonus stretch, tuck your tailbone forward, go into that posterior tilt, walk your hands back and just open the quads, elevate chin down. You can look up at the ceiling, but let your head just drop back. Keep a little extension or a little lift back of the neck. A couple more deep breaths here. And then walk yourself up. All right, we are going to roll the neck. So I'm going to show you the 3 positions. First, the first position is arms out in front of you. You want to feel that roller right under that little bone behind your ear. Yeah? You give yourself a nice push up into the roller, and your hand comes above your temple, not on it, but above it. So this is position 1. Position 2, you pull the arm underneath you so you're directly on top of your humerus, and you push into the roller until the collarbone physically depresses down. You'll feel it being pushed down. The other hand can just hold the roller, stabilize it. The third position I'm going to roll over to show you because it's the most complicated one. Your arm goes behind you, palm up. Now this is going to pull the shoulder back want to pull it forward so that you feel your upper trapezius against that roller. So clasp hands if it's available. Use that top leg to push into the roller, and that will be our third position. So, coming back into position one, hand above the temple, push into the roller to really feel that shoulder push against it. And then you're going to roll your nose up to the ceiling and along the jaw. Up to the ceiling and along the jawline. Now, the muscles in the neck are smaller and can get tighter, so listen to your body here. This doesn't feel like a big release, and you feel like you're rolling over stuff that doesn't want to let go. Stop immediately. Stop. Last two here. This one you can do it until you feel like, okay, that's enough. I feel things coming up. And then we're going to pull that arm underneath of us. So we're laying down on top of the humerus and push into the roller until we physically feel that collar go and pull down. Pull my knees up a little higher so it's easier to keep that pressure in. And then I'm going to roll my nose up to the ceiling. This time I'm going to come under the jaw and along the neck. You might feel a little residual pain, sensation down your arm. That's okay. It's just circulation opening up, just nerves getting a chance to decompress, muscles letting go around them. And then we'll go to that third position, arm behind us, foot comes up, and then I'm going to pull that shoulder forward. So you can see it was back here, my chest was really open, and now it's pulled in front of me. And then I'm going to push with that back foot and roll my nose up to the ceiling, and then along the jaw. And up to the ceiling, and then along the jaw. And I'll do that for 3, 2, and 1. And then you're going to thread that arm back through and just roll onto your back, pushing that roller right into your occipital ridge, or where the skull comes out of the neck. Your base of your neck should be free. Push your occiput back into that roller, and then just roll to the side you were just on. So I was on my left, so I'm just rolling my hips to the left, back to center. If you were on the right, just go right and back to center. And then come back to center. Use one hand to lift your head up, one to roll the roller away. Take a moment to feel the difference in how that shoulder sits on the body. I feel like my shoulder blade is much more against my rib cage on the left side. And then you can just grab that roller and roll to the other side. But if you need to see me, roll to the side you just rolled, back up, and then take the roller to the other side so that you can look at your computer screen. All right. Position 1, you push into that roller and then you bring your hand above your temple, knees up like you're sitting in a chair. I'm not pushing with this arm, I'm just letting the weight of the arm drop. Now roll my nose up to the ceiling and then along the jawline. And up to the ceiling. And along the jawline. And up to the ceiling. Jawline. And up to the ceiling. line one more time. And then you're going to take that arm and you're going to pull it underneath you so you're right on top of that arm bone and push into the roller till you feel your collarbone push down, right? Then you're going to roll your nose up to the ceiling and we come under the jawline and along the side of the neck, getting in the scaling muscles. Last one here. And then you're going to take that arm behind you, palm up, pull that shoulder forward, clasp hands if you can. Use this free foot to push into the roller. Make sure you're on that hunk of upper trapezius. Roll the nose up to the ceiling and along the jawline. And up to the ceiling and along the jawline. Up to the ceiling, jawline. 2 more times. I so need this. Last one. Spread that arm out from under you. Push it into the occipital ridge, the bottom of the neck free, and just roll your nose over to the right or to the side you were just on. About 5 times, just tracing that occipital ridge. And then use one hand to lift the head up, and one hand to roll that roller away. And enjoy how differently your shoulder blades sit on your back, how your neck is. Roll to the side you just rolled and sit up. My little one is woken up from her nap, so this is all we have time for today. Body rolling is like a massage. It releases toxins into the system. So make sure you drink plenty of water or you'll be really sore and not like me. Have a great day, guys. I'll catch you next time.